Hi students, welcome to second year commerce class. In our previous class, we have learnt about principles of directing. Like you should have unity of direction, it should be towards the achievement of organizational goals, etc. Now the controlling is the fifth function of management, fifth and the last one. We have learnt already functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Okay, so controlling is the last function of management. So in this topic we have got importance as well as limitations. So in present, in this class I am going to explain about importance of controlling. Basically, what is controlling? Controlling is that making the subordinates and employees work according to the planned activities. That is what called controlled. Say for example, today's planning, 22nd December 2020, we have planned to teach controlling topic in the class. If I come to the class and I teach something else, so that will not help us to achieve the goal. Because in order to complete the syllabus and in order to achieve the great result, we have planned the syllabus. So okay, once or twice it may happen, but every week it is the responsibility of the management that the concerned subordinates, that is lecturers or teachers in a school, teach what we have planned. That should happen. If the employees do not work according to the planning, definitely we will not achieve results. Okay. Deviation, if it is enforced by external factors, unavoidable, it's okay. Once or twice we can excuse. But repeatedly the employees are very casual, the subordinates are not caring about the instructions given by the top management or middle management. They are not going through the plans what they are given, they are not following the schedule. So definitely we don't achieve the results. When you take a simple student who plans to study mathematics 2 hours like economics, commerce or civics, economics, commerce and prepare a plan, but they don't complete, what is the use? Many times we see in the class, few students will get very poor result. Why? Here we stick the schedules. Okay, the concerned JL will come and they write down, or they write on the board. Last year I have seen many times on the board, your lecturers used to write today's one long answer and say 3 short answers you have to by heart. So in reality what was happening? This was there, it is planned that today we have to learn 1 essay question and 5 answers, short questions, 5 marks answers. The planning is on board, but in class, how many are executing it? Only 20 students are executing it, 40 students are chit-chat. At the end of the day, when 3 o'clock, when the JL comes with papers and will ask you to write the test, people will be shouting, no madam, today not, no, tomorrow will do. Or you will say, that out of 3 you are perfect only in 1. Only 1 question we are perfect, remaining 2 not today. When you are going to write? Tomorrow. So postponed. What happens? Again tomorrow 3 questions will come. Again you will postpone 2 questions. Like that this postponement takes, it will drag to a stage where you don't complete the syllabus before the exams. That means ultimately it damages your result. So here it is the matter of the student. If a student is postponing her studies or his studies, they only will struggle. They will get a very less result, very less marks. But in an organization, if subordinates do not plan, it will not only spoil the individual's performance, but also the entire organization's result. Because if one department doesn't function well, it will have a direct impact on the other department. For example, say sales department has planned to sell 1000 fans in a particular month. But unfortunately, if the production department doesn't hand over you 1000 fans, how do you sell? Or vice versa. Production department has produced 1000 fans, but sales department is struggling to sell. What is the use? The produced goods you have to store in warehouse, so the quality will deprove over a long period of time. So it is waste of investment storing goods without sales. So all departments must have coordination. So individually, if a particular department or a particular subordinate is not following the planning, it will spoil the work culture, it will damage the result, that is the profitability of the business organization. That is why controlling plays a very, very important role in any organization. Many a times we see, particularly in college and school education, if students are following the rules, the lecturers are following the planning, definitely will get very good result. Okay, so here controlling, the book definition what you have to refer, if it is given for 2 marks, is it is the process of ensuring that actual activities, conform to planned activities. Conform to means stick to. Whatever is said, you have to do that. Suppose today it was planned to teach controlling, so I am teaching controlling only. So planned activity is controlling. What actually I am doing? Teaching controlling. Got my point? Last month only, it was planned that, say it is an example, on 22nd December, second year commerce class should be on controlling. It was planned. What actually I am doing today? Am I teaching the same topic or other topic? I am teaching the same topic. That means I am following the planning. I am sticking to the planning. I am conforming. Okay. So it is the process of ensuring that actual activities conform to planned activities. Then only we will achieve the good result. Say if today is planned about management and I am talking about stock exchange, no way. So it all gets confuses the examination pattern or students or the management to take a decision about the induction of syllabus. Okay. So always remember that planningless activities will not give any result. At the same time, your job doesn't end with only planning. It is the responsibility of the management to see that all the employees and subordinates of the organization are following the planning. They are performing all the activities according to the planning. That is most important. So just by preparing plans and sticking on the walls will not give the result. Many times I have seen people dream, students dream. Yes, before joining Sri Medhavi, they decide that we have to do CA. Yes, join Sri Medhavi. In so and so year I have to write CPT. These are all plans. But where is the activity? Where is the actual performance? When you plan to do CPT or ICWA or any professional course every day, at least 4 to 5 hours you have to study extra. You have to read standard publications. Are we doing so? No. Simply we follow the materials. And so many times I have seen that, sir, for CEC students we are given only 3 lines, very short answer. For MEC, why you have given 10 lines answer, sir? It is very big. Those type of questions I have faced. What do you mean by this? Means we don't want to work extra. We want simplified work. In such a case, how do you achieve your professional qualification? For achieving professional qualification, you require a lot of hard work. That means just you have planned, but you are not performing. So you have to do that to achieve the success. So in an organization, it is the responsibility of the management to see that the subordinates are working according to the planning. So what is the importance of controlling? First one, accomplishing organizational goals. Like whenever you establish an organization, when you invest money, when you are carrying some business activities, definitely every organization will have a goal. That is to earn some amount of profits, to produce certain amount of goods. If it is a college, to get so and so number of admissions, to get so and so ranks. Every school, every college will have some goals. So if you have better controlling system in your organization, it will help you to achieve the goals. Then judging accuracy of standards. What do you mean by a standard? A standard is a parameter, means certain qualities to be possessed by a product or in a particular work. For example, if we manufacture this marker, we decide that it should be only weighing 50 grams of weight. That is the standard. The weight should be 50 grams, length of say 6 centimeters, okay, circumference of so and so. We fix the standard. A bench standard, so and so height, so and so width. That is the standard. वो उतना ही रहना. Suppose if I say that if I produce a marker of 250 grams, so lecturer cannot write. Okay, it becomes very difficult to write on the board with a pav kg weight of marker. So that is the reason we have produced it with a low weight marker. Like that for every product, fans, footwear, textiles, we will have certain standards. How much material is to be required, what color it should be, what shape it should be, what weight it should be. These are called standards. So whenever you fix the standards, so by controlling, we can measure. Okay, suppose we order the benches. Ours is a furniture manufacturing. So we plan to manufacture benches. So bench standard will fix so and so width, so and so length. So immediately after the production, when we measure, that itself will give an idea whether our production is going on according to our plans or not. Next, making efficient use of resources. Many times I told you, many times I told you that your success depends upon how best you utilize your resources. In economics also you will learn this. Why India is not developing, or not only India, various underdeveloped countries or developing countries, why they are struggling? What is the difference between these developing countries and the developed countries? One of the point is there in economics. If you go through your notes, you can see untapped natural resources. Untapped resources. Untapped means we are not able to touch those resources through which we can generate some income, through which we can generate some goods. बेकार रख दिए चीज़ों को. Like you people are wasting your time. Many times you see, even employees, students, individuals, if they make use of their time, leaving their laziness, definitely they will achieve success. They will get some recognition in the society. But when they don't use their time properly, one of the most important resource, so those people will not achieve anything. So time is also a valuable resource. For the organization, time, raw material, capital, labor, land, all these are the valuable resources. So you have to utilize them in a proper manner. Then only you can produce more and more number of goods, so that ultimately will give you maximum profitability. Then improving employee motivation. Many times I told you that employee should be working in an organization with utmost motivated spirit. He should have encouragement to work. Okay, when you have got controlling methods, what happens? You can measure the performance. You can go for performance appraisal, with which you will recognize how best a employee is working, how best a subordinate is working. So he will get a encouragement that yes, I am recognized, my efforts are rewarded. So naturally he will feel motivated to work hard further. So he will try to give his best. He will see that organization achieves greater heights in the success. Next, ensuring order and discipline. These are very important. Order means what? So right thing at the right place. If the things are in the jumbled manner, people cannot work. So the people who are given certain designation, certain location, certain place, they have to work in their jurisdiction only. They are not supposed to interfere with other departments. One subordinate should not disturb the other employee. So allocation of resources, allocation of time, allocation of various other infra facilities. So when everyone has got a specified jurisdiction to work, and when the things are set in the order, naturally work will take place in a smooth manner. So by controlling, we can place the things in order, because we make a subordinate responsible for so and so work. So naturally the things will be in order. And when certain rules and regulations are there, and when we ask every subordinate, every employee of the organization to go according to the planning, definitely the employees have to follow the disciplinary conditions, instructions. So they have to follow the rules. When they follow the rules, there will be maintenance of discipline. So always disciplined and orderly work will give a great result than the ordinary work. Imagine if a student or anyone is not having discipline, means even though they achieve marks, they will not be fit for anything. So you should have discipline. Similarly, in organization also, apart from your various productive goals and profitability, you have to maintain discipline among the employees so that it will give you the better work culture and improves your efficiency. These are the importance of controlling. In the next class, we talk about limitations of controlling.